Brazil. Nearly 200 million people in one of the fastest growing device markets in the world. It's now among the top 10 markets and spends as much on healthcare as the UK. Interested in getting your share of the Brazilian market? We'll tell you how. First, let's take a look at how Brazil regulates medical devices. In Brazil, all medical devices are regulated by the National Health Surveillance Agency, commonly known as Anvisa. They review all device applications, enforce quality system requirements, and monitor the safety record of medical devices sold in Brazil. By now, you probably know that most countries group medical devices according to the risk they pose to patients and users. This classification scheme determines the regulatory pathway. Brazil segments medical devices into classes 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is similar to Europe's method, but the best way to check the classification of your device is to review Annex 2 of Anvisa, Resolution 185/2001. Certain Class 1 and 2 devices qualify for a simplified registration process. To determine if your device qualifies, review the list in Normative Instruction 2, published in 2011. Before you begin the registration process, you'll need to appoint a registration holder in Brazil. Your registration holder coordinates your device submission and acts as the regulatory liaison between you and Anvisa. You have two options in appointing a registration holder, assuming you have no office in Brazil. You can appoint a distributor, or you can hire an independent third-party company. This is an important decision because the registration holder will control your device registration and will be considered the primary importer-distributor, which means they can authorize other Brazilian distributors to import your products. Make sure you are comfortable working with them over the long term. Here's another important step in the process. Anvisa requires most manufacturers to demonstrate compliance with their quality management system requirements. Companies do this by implementing Brazil Good Manufacturing Practices, known as Brazil GMP. Manufacturers are required to comply with Brazil GMP regardless of the device classification. It's similar to US FDA QSR and the ISO 13485 quality system standard. Most manufacturers that comply with ISO 13485 will not find it difficult to comply with Brazil GMP. However, this is a crucial step. Anvisa audits Class 3 and 4 device manufacturers for compliance with Brazil GMP. Your device application cannot be approved until you have been audited by Anvisa and have obtained a Brazil GMP certificate. Getting your certification can be a very lengthy process. Most electromedical devices and certain other devices need to be certified to meet in-metro safety standards. Testing performed outside Brazil is usually accepted if performed by a recognized lab within the last 2 years. Most companies entering the Brazilian market already have a device registration certificate or certificate of free sale (CFS) from the Ministry of Health of their home country. This helps meet a key Anvisa registration requirement. If you don't have home country approval, registration is still possible by providing proof of registration in 2 other countries. Keep in mind that all materials, including legal documents, must be translated into Portuguese. With all documents and certificates prepared and ready, your Brazilian registration holder will then submit the application and documentation to Anvisa and pay applicable fees. If approved, Anvisa will publish the approval in Brazil's official diary. Registrations are valid for 5 years as long as you don't make changes to the product, claims, or its intended use. If you plan to import and distribute your own medical devices in Brazil, you will need to comply with various local requirements and secure a company working allowance permit. Otherwise, your distributor or registration holder should already have this permit. So how long does it take to get approval from Anvisa? It varies widely, but we have a detailed chart available on our website that provides information for all classes of devices sold in Brazil. We hope this presentation has given you a basic understanding of the Brazilian regulatory process for medical devices. Want to learn more? We have flowcharts, articles, regulations, and other resources available online. www.emergogroup.com/Brazil